to the sun.
Okay, guys. Let's just go. Let's go. I don't know. No predictions. Absolutely none. Like, I don't know what's gonna happen. I don't know if, like, how different this is gonna be. Like, how different is Luthor gonna be with how his emotions? Like, it's just,
System message.
Okay.
Connection lost. The pocket watch clicked open. Luthor and King Janos are sitting across the table from each other, in an Ireland room, inside Valdor. Luthor looked down at the pocket watch before placing it on the table. Luthor looked down at the pocket watch before placing it on the table. Janos tapped his finger on the armrest of his chair as he looked at Luthor. Janos continued to tap his finger. Janos said, "Are you here to kill me for killing your parents, Luthor Timecrest?" Luthor looked up at Janos. "You are the one responsible for my parents' deaths. I know you were just Alvin's puppet." Janos shook his head and said, "Of course you're not going to kill me. You're Luthor Timecrest. You don't have what it takes."
You so sure about that now? I'm still hoping you're correct.
Janos narrowed his eyes at Luthor. He paused before saying, Alvin Timecrest. Is that the name of the first human?" Luthor nodded.
Does he? Oh yeah, no. Yeah, he knows he exists, but he doesn't know his name. Oh my god.
Janos said, "Alvin, I finally know the name of my enemy."
Congrats, I guess. I don't know.
Luthor started at Janos. "It was foolish of you to come out of your Ireland palace and expose yourself to Alvin's mind control."
I mean, you know why he did it, right? Like, Alvin himself said that it was it was because, like, you know, he loved Riley.
Janos said, "You were the one who pressured me to try to save my daughter."
Yeah, yeah. I mean,
"You didn't help Riley because I pressured you. King Janos, the ruler of the most powerful empire, wouldn't succumb to pressuring by a teenager if he didn't love his daughter." Janos examined Luthor for some time without saying anything. Luthor looked calmly back at him. Janos said, "I understand my moment of weakness for my daughter cost your parents their lives." He said, "What I don't understand is why the first human wanted to kill Julius and Elena."
Yeah, that's still some question that is just, like, what?
Luthor shrugged as Janos narrowed his eyes.
Okay. This is so strange, guys. Like, I'm not gonna lie, right? If I didn't know what was going on, I would just think that Luthor was a different person entirely. Because, like, he's so, like, calm or something. Like, it's a bit off-putting or something. It's just,
"My parents were just tools for Alvin to toy with me. Because Alvin is someone who likes to play with people." Janos took a deep breath. He said, "There's something different about you. Your calmness right now is unnatural, Luthor."
Thank you for noticing. It's just... I don't like this, guys. This is just so weird.
Janos said, "You must be here for revenge in some form or another." Luthor looked Janos in the eye. "My parents are already dead. Getting revenge. My parents are already dead. Getting revenge for the dead is an emotional thing. It's meaningless. My parents are already dead. Getting revenge for the dead is an emotional thing. It's meaningless."
Okay, now I know that this is just not... No. This is just so not right or something. Like, it's just wrong for him not to care anymore. Like, it's just, oh my gosh.
"It's not like they are going to come back to life if I kill you." Janos stopped tapping his finger on the armrest of his chair. He leaned forward in his chair and said, "Am I still talking to Luthor Timecrest? But I am here to kill you. Just not for revenge purposes."
What? What? What is he planning to do?
Janos said, "You? Gil?" Timporus Defluo. Janos froze. Luthor got up and searched King Janos' clothes for the dagger. He placed the dagger against Janos' throat. Luthor unfroze time. Janos' eyes widened as he stared into Luthor's cool, violet eyes, just inches away. Janos said, "How did you?" Janos sighed and said, "You'd froze time?" Luthor nodded. Janos eyed Luthor's hand that held the dagger. Luthor's hand is perfectly still. Janos leaned back in his chair and said, "Well, you finally grew some backbone, Luthor Timecrest. But threatening me with a dagger isn't the same as killing me with it. Killing you is not enough. I'm going to kill all the Valdorians."
Oh my gosh.
"Killing you is not enough. I'm going to kill all the Valdorians.
Are you kidding me? Is this how it all happened then, right? Went into this being like, no way this guy could ever kill the Valdorians. I was right. We were all right. We were all freaking right. He couldn't do it. He had to have all his emotions taken away. Like, why does he want to kill them all now, though? Like, I get that, like, it's an emotional thing. But, like, okay, focusing on motives apart from the fact that that's completely wrong. Like, what are the motives for, like, killing a bunch of people?
Janos narrowed his eyes at Luthor and said, "What did you say, Luthor Timecrest?" Luthor lowered his dagger and walked back around the table to take a seat. "I'm going to kill all the Valdorians." Janos clasped both hands onto the edge of the table and said, "You are crazy, Luthor. Not that I think you can do it, but even so, you're not walking out of here after saying that to me."
Yeah, you wish. I don't know.
Don't you want to get rid of Alvin?
You know what? I never thought that I'd be this against what Luthor, of all people, is saying. But, we discussed this before, in length. We discussed how killing a bunch of people, just because it weakens Alvin, isn't a good thing. Right? Like, it's not the way to go around things. And now you're sitting here like, oh yeah, I'm gonna kill all the Valdorians, you know? just a happy sunny day where I just kill a bunch of people. It's just like, why? Please, just think.
Janos frowned. He said slowly, "I do consider the first human the greatest threat facing Elyncia. I will do anything in my power to destroy him."
Even let, like, everyone, all the people you rule you're supposed to protect, even let them all die? All of them?
We all have to make sacrifices to get what we want.
Yeah, thousands of people kind of sacrifices? I don't think so.
Are you willing to make sacrifices to destroy Alvin, King Janos? Janos said, "Sacrifices are a constant for Valdorian King."
How is killing everyone in Valdor going to help this?
Luthor smiled. "Then I will kill all the Valdorians with magic that is clearly from the human world."
Why?
Luthor pointed one finger upwards. "I'll use Rule of Breaker Nemesis that floats above to destroy Valdor." Janos looks astonished. He eyed Luthor for a long time before Janos' expression changed to distress and fear. Janos said, in a low tone, "I can't tell when a man is serious."
Yeah, no kidding. This is just so wrong. The way he's just smiling about it as well, it's just like, no. I really don't like this, guys. It's just so, oh my gosh. I want the old Luthor back.
I am serious. Rule of Breaker Nemesis actually requires a great sacrifice of blood to operate.
Why are you gonna pretend it's like a rule breaker that did all that?
So I will actually have to kill a bunch of Valdorians with my own hands to collect the blood it needs.
Oh my god.
I'll basically have to do the work I want Rule of Breaker Nemesis to do, but I'll make sure Elyncia knows that it was a human Rule of Breaker that brought down Valdor.
Why? What is that gonna do?
An expression of anger spread across Janos' face. He said, "You coward, Luthor Timecrest. You're just going to kill my people when we're frozen, aren't you? Without giving..." An expression of anger spread across Janos' face. He said, "You coward, Luthor Timecrest. You're just going to kill my people when we're frozen, aren't you? Without giving them a chance to defend themselves. You're trying to give your people a chance, but calling me names doesn't hurt my feelings, King Janos."
You know what, right? For the first time, I think, in my life, I'm actually on Janna's side, okay? Like, his poor people, they don't deserve this. And, what is Janna supposed to do against Luthor? He can't kill him. He has freaking time magic. This is just... No. I really hope he doesn't go through with it.
Also, there's no need for me to freeze anyone. I have my Ultimus level spells. Freezing all of you would be an unnecessary step as Valdorians never flee from battle because of how well you train them.
What? So you're gonna basically trick them into killing themselves? Is that what you're planning to do?
Janos looked stunned. Janos said, "You have Ultimus level spells now too?" Luthor nodded. "Yes, from another lifetime." Janos sighed and closed his eyes. He shook his head. Janos opened his eyes and said, "What did you do to Luthor Timecrest? Janos opened his eyes and said, "What did you do to Luthor Timecrest? Whoever you are, you're not the boy I remember."
Oh my gosh.
Luthor Timecrest is dead. I decided it was time for a new me.
Harsh. That is so harsh. I don't even know what to say, guys. Like, it's literally a whole thing of, like, instead of Luthor using his spells for good as he used to, he's now gonna use them to kill a bunch of people. That's just great.
Janos licked his lips. He shook his head. Janos said, How is destroying Valdor going to get rid of Alvin? Alvin can't control Valdorians. Killing all of you will weaken his powers inside Elyncia.
What? Slightly? What do you think he's even gonna use the Valdorians to do? Like, killing them all? It's not like he's planning to make them all into, like, an army and storm, like, Elyncia, kill everyone. Like, that's not what he'd be planning to do. There'd be no point in him doing that. Like, I don't see the point of killing everyone.
Janos said, Would you want to pin the destruction of Valdor on your own people, Luthor?
Yeah, that.
Timecrests are always humans.
So?
That's why you wanted to pin the Valdorian disease on humans so that Elyncia would get rid of possible candidates for Alvin's descendant. Janos looked at Luthor without saying anything. But your plan failed because you weren't willing to sacrifice enough. But your plan failed because you weren't willing to sacrifice enough. Your disease didn't kill enough people to cause massive fear. You're not strong enough for Alvin's world, Janos. Humans were locked up, but never exterminated.
You know what? That's a good thing, okay? That's a good thing. I thought, like, the quarantine zones, that was a horrible thing to do. But what you're planning to do is even worse. Like, you're planning to kill a bunch of people. On top of that, that's not even enough. On top of that, you're planning to, hey, also just pin, like, killing a bunch of people on humans who are completely innocent. Like, you think that if people actually knew what was going on, like, they don't even know about any of this stuff, right? Like, they don't know about Timecrest. It's not their fault. Like, in everyone's eyes, you're just pinning the description of Valdor on, like, a bunch of people who have no idea what's going on. They're not involved in this in any way. And you're being like, oh yeah, you guys now have to, I don't know, be killed by everyone or hated or whatever. Like, that's just, no. Like, why?
Though, if an empire as strong as Valdor were to be completely destroyed by human technology, then I believe the hunt for humans will begin. If I do this right, I could be the last Timecrest as a result. Assuming I can find a way to locate everyone with human lineage.
What, so you want to kill, like, more people? So, if you count the thousands of people you're gonna be killing in Valdor, you're also gonna be killing more, like, thousands more who did nothing wrong. Like, oh my gosh! This is literally, like, the last resort that shouldn't even be taken. Like, 1,000,000 steps should be taken before doing this. Like, come on, how has it come to this? Like...
Janos rose up, walked to Luthor and examined him from up close. Janos said, Here you are, talking about the annihilation of your own race like you're planning a picnic in the park.
Exactly, I'm agreeing with the king here.
Janos said, What happened to the child who couldn't even kill me, his greatest enemy at the time? Janos said, What happened to the child who couldn't even kill me, his greatest enemy at the time, when given the chance? Luthor paused. I made sacrifices too. Those sacrifices made me see things clearly.
They didn't make you see things clearly, I'm sorry. They didn't make you see things clearly. They just made you see things in, like, a different way, and it's not good. I'm sorry, no matter your intentions, it's not a good way of looking at things.
Carrying out my plan will result in many deaths, but it will also save many lives.
In a way, but, like, is that big of a sacrifice really worth it? Like, really, genuinely worth it?
I'm going to end a line of Timecrests with me. I'm going to rid Elyncia of Alvin for good. System message, Luthor is waiting. I want the old Luthor back. 1 of 5 response. I
do, but I feel like that response is useless and is not going to do anything.
I like the new you, Luthor. 2 of 5
no offense, but no I don't.
I'm sorry I did this to you by bringing you back. 3 of 5 responses.
Yeah, I'm feeling that. I feel like he won't understand a single thing I'm saying, though, if I say that.
I've tried to be supportive of you, but I can't support what you're doing now. 4 of 5 responses. If you kill the Valdorians, then you are Alvin's puppet, Luthor. Things will play out exactly like he predicted. 5 of...
Literally!
If you
kills them, like, this is exactly what he's been trying to avoid, and now he's literally gonna do exactly what Alvin said he is.
Responded, if you kill the Valdorians. Luthor looked at the pocket watch. Luthor paused. Weakening Alvin's power over Alencia is what I need to do if I want to beat him.
Yeah, and we know from like 16 years in the future, basically, that didn't even work.
And I'm going to move forward with any plan that gets me closer to my own goals.
It didn't work, though. That didn't work, you know? Like, can't he remember anything about the fact that, like, I'm from the future? Like, he could literally be like, hey, yeah, does killing Valdorians work? No, it does not work.
Chronos said, don't do this, Luthor. Chronos said, everyone in Alencia will target you because you're human too. And if they... Chronos said, everyone in Alencia will target you because you're human too. And if they find out you were the one behind the destruction of Valdor, you'll be the only one punished. I have a serum that can delete people's memories.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh, no.
Chronos swallowed hard. I can't freeze anyone I want. The destruction of Valdor will happen, King Chronos. I have enough power to destroy this empire whether you agree to it or not. Chronos sat down again and perched one finger on his lips. His eyes were focused away from Luthor. Chronos said, you're planning to delete my memory of this conversation. Luthor nodded as Chronos turned away from Luthor and walked over to a wall. Chronos said, why even tell me then? Do you really think I'll give you my consent for destroying my empire?
Yeah, that is a good point. Like, why are you even telling him this?
Luthor traced the watch face with his thumb. No. This isn't for your consent. I wanted to borrow your Ireland walls so I can speak with my counterpart in privacy one last time before I carried out my plans.
What do you want me to say? You think I'll agree to this after all the conversations we've had about how this is not what we want to do? You think I'll really agree with what you're doing? Like, I can't stop you.
I'm going to close the watch after this. Since Alvin's aura is inside me, I no longer need the watch to communicate to him. Keeping the watch open only provides Alvin with a connection to his home in the human world. And my goal isn't to give him more options.
I mean, I guess you're right.
Chronos looked over one shoulder at Luthor. Luthor paused, looking down at the watch as it emanated a blue glow. But I'm grateful you brought me back and gave me another chance for all of this.
I mean, sure. You're welcome, I guess. I don't know. I don't know what to say. I don't want to say anything. I don't want to be, like, the cause for a bunch of, like, lost life, you know? Like, I don't know.
I want to come to your world one day. It will be nice to have a friend in a new world. That is why I wanted to take time to tell you my plans before I cut off communication between us.
I mean, thanks, I guess. I don't know, guys. This goodbye is just... No, like, everything going forward has just been... It's been so, like, unexpected. Like, we didn't even get to really say goodbye to Luthor, you know? Like, it's...
I want to give closure for the time we spent together and say that I do hope we meet again when the time is right.
I mean... Yeah, but, like, I don't know. I don't know, guys.
System message. Can we really be friends if you don't feel anything? Luthor. 1 of 5. You're my friend. I can't hate you. Not after everything we've been through. 2 of... We can't be friends. Not with you like this.
Okay.
Close the pocket. What about Ash? 4 of 5. What about Lieutenant Zone Valsorie's daughter, Zoe? 5. What about Ash?
I guess I'll say what about Ash?
What about Ash? What about Ash?
Because, like, you know... Ash...
An illustration
like, of... Does he feel anything for Ash at this point? Does he care about Ash at all?
Responded. I won't expose Ash as a human, but Ash will have to learn how to survive without me. I'm not Ash's brother anymore. It's better this way. If I don't care about Ash, then Alvin won't either.
I mean... I guess, but I don't know, it's just sad. Like, in the other timeline, you didn't love Ash, but you, like, grew to like Ash, and now in this timeline, you did love Ash, but now you won't. Like, Ash will never know. It's just so sad.
Chronos said, I still don't get what happened to you, Luthor Timecrest. It's time. Chronos said, wait, please don't kill my daughter. Other than the time she was possessed by the first human, Riley has never tried to harm you.
Oh, what? So, like, your daughter's the only one you care about? Like, apart from... Okay, wait, okay. Fine. I get, like, I'm being kind of unreasonable, right? Like, if he can clearly probably see that Luthor means what he's saying, so, like, his daughter is kind of like, the only person he can save. I'm standing up for Janos, guys. Like, keep Riley alive.
Luthor sat quietly. I know you have more than one daughter, King Janos. Janos' eyes widened. You have a daughter called Annalise. Janos swallowed hard. He said, how did you know that? Luthor didn't answer.
It's a long story.
After a moment, Janos said, please, Luthor, please don't kill my children. Janos looked at Luthor's icy expression. Janos cleared his throat and said, the Valdorian palace has a flight function that can only be activated by royal blood. Luthor eyed the walls of the room. This whole place can fly? This whole place can fly? I guess you had other architects other than my father. Janos nodded and said, a lot of this palace was designed by your dad, but not all of it. Janos said, take some of my blood now. If you fly the palace away before you destroy Valdor, you'll have a piece of something your dad worked on. All this Irelium could be useful to me if I want privacy from Alvin.
Yeah. Of course, the only reason you want it now is just for that sake. It's not for, not because your dad made or anything. It's just, it's so weird. Like, he can't feel sentimental or anything. The fact that, like, he's just being begged by the person who once hated him to save his children. Like, it's just, oh my gosh. I really don't like this. Like,
all this Irelium could be used. Janos swallowed hard. Janos said, right. Just don't kill. Janos said, right. Just don't kill my children. Janos said, right. Just don't kill my children. They will be a good blood source for you. Where are Riley and Annalise now? Janos fell quiet. I'm not asking so I could go hunt them down. I want to destroy Valdor soon. So if they're still inside here, then they will die.
The way he's just saying that, like, oh yeah, I'm gonna do that in a few minutes. Like, he's gonna freaking go, like, do, I don't know, like, go to work or something. Like, it's just like, no. Come on, guys, is there no way to stop this? Like, absolutely none? Like, come on, every other time that we've had no option, you know, there's always been something we can do. In this case, there's nothing.
Janos said, Riley is with your sibling, Ash. After I killed Janos said, Riley is with your sibling, Ash. After I killed your parents, she took Ash and ran away. Janos said, gosh. Riley is with your sibling, Ash. After I killed your parents, she took Ash and ran away. She is your friend, Luthor. Remember that. Janos said, Annalise is not inside Valdor right now. Luthor arched his brow. Did you send Annalise away? Janos said, she escaped. You seem like you know where she is though. What? You seem like you know where she is though. Why haven't you captured her back? Janos paused. He said, I have no need for her right now and Annalise was strong enough to live through everything I put her through. She did. Janos paused. He said, I have no need for her right now and Annalise was strong enough to live through everything I put her through. She didn't choose death like my wife did. Like her sister Riley would have if she didn't meet you.
Yeah, this guy just being like, oh, I don't need my child right now, you know, they can just go.
Janos said, she was even strong enough to escape me. Annalise earned her freedom and my respect.
What, so otherwise she would have just died? You would have been happy if she died? Like, this guy is just so messed up. Like, yeah, I understand where he's coming from, and it's nice, it is really, really nice to see that he does care about his children. But, like, you need to care more than you do, bro, okay?
It doesn't matter if your daughters live or die. What I'm really after is Alincia's resolve to exterminate humans. If there are no more humans, then Alvin loses his ability to make more Timecrests.
It's never gonna happen, let's be honest. Like, how are you going to find every single human in Alincia? It's just not possible.
I am interested in the flight function of the Valdorian palace, so if Riley and Annalise aren't inside Valdor when I'm carrying out my plans, then they live. Getting Riley to give me her blood should be simple enough. Luthor looked Janos in the eyes. I may even keep you alive since having the last Valdorian king could prove to be useful someday.
I don't like the way he's talking at all. Like, Riley, who is basically was his best friend, he's like, oh yeah, Riley, like, I'll just kind of manipulate her into giving me her blood. Like, it's just like, no.
On that note, I'm not sure if Alancians will care enough about Valdor's destruction to hunt all humans down after, but I'm willing to... On that note, I'm not sure if Alancians will care enough about Valdor's destruction to hunt all humans down after, but I'm willing to test out my hypothesis. Janos is shaking in rage. The day there are no more humans in Alancia will be the day Alvin loses. And I will also become more valuable to Alvin the fewer humans there are left in Alancia. Janos picked up the dagger that Luthor put down on the table and lunged at him. He shouted, you better kill me when you destroy my empire, Luthor Timecrest, or I will make you wish you were dead. Timpor's Defluo. Janos froze. Luthor right frozen Janos. He buried half his face with his hand and laughed to himself.
Okay, dude, you can stop. Also, I'm gonna stop using weird slang terms. It's weird.
It's ironic, isn't it? It's ironic, isn't it? I once so deeply believed that I could never destroy Valdor. I'm laughing. Luthor touched his lips. I I can still laugh.
This is just so... Oh my gosh, who in the world, right, would laugh at the thought of killing a bunch of people? Like, it's just, it's so wrong. It's so wrong. I don't know. It's just...
Luthor picked up the pocket watch, raising it up to his face. I wonder what I would be thinking right now if Ezra didn't remove my emotions. Luthor paused. The old Luthor would think, I'm just a puppet. I'm just a puppet. I was never meant to be free. Luthor smiled and closed the pocket watch. System message. Connection lost. 4 hours, 50 minutes, 31 seconds.
Okay. No one asked me if that was a satisfying ending, because no, it was not. My response is no. Like, are you kidding me? How is this just gonna end like that? How is that? I'm actually genuinely just angry at this point. Like, no way it can just end like that, guys. Like, he's just like, yeah, everything is fine now. But, like, why? This is so wrong on so many levels. It's not even funny. It's not even like, you can't even count it. It's just like, you couldn't make a list. It's just infinite. Like, this is just, I don't know. I can't believe that everything has got up to this, though. Like, is this genuinely how it happened the first time? We caused this to happen. Are you kidding me? Like, it wasn't Luthor who was like, oh yeah, like a horrible person. It was us, like, turning back time and choosing this. Like, are you kidding me? That's just, oh my gosh. I don't know. The problem is, I don't even know if I would have picked to, like, let Luthor die either way, because, like, at least this way, like, people are surviving, but, like, at what cost? Like, it's just, oh my gosh. I don't know. Honestly. Okay. Let's see what this is, guys. I honestly, what is going to happen? I don't know what's left to happen.
Chapter 15.
Okay, that was actually such a short chapter. Chapter 14 was literally like, wow, okay.
The pocket watch clicked open. Riley cupped the watch with both hands and peered down at it with curiosity. She said, how did this pocket watch get here, Adriana?
Where are they? Wait, what?
Adriana Eldon sat in a cozy bedroom in her house in Lyal, cradling baby Ash to her.
Okay, wait. Oh my gosh, guys. Is this what I think it is?
Adriana said, I don't know, Princess Riley. That watch just appeared next to Ash. Do you know who it belongs to?
Oh my gosh, is this literally gonna, like, I don't know, like, is this gonna give insight into how Ash became the Timecrest? Or is this just gonna be the pocket watch just appeared there one day?
Riley nodded and said, it belongs to my friend, Ellipsis. A sphere of sparkling light floated above Ash. Ash giggled happily and reached up for the sphere.
Okay, what?
A middle-aged man with a kind face stood behind Adriana's chair, peering over her shoulder at Ash. The man said, do you know how your friend's watch got into our house, Princess Riley? The man said, do you know how your friend's watch got into our house, Princess Riley? The watch appeared as suddenly and mysteriously as this sphere of light. I really should find us a mage to see if they know what's happening here.
Yeah, like what? Wait, okay, so it's just a random freaking sphere of light just appeared. What?
Riley shook her head and said, I'm sorry, Mr. Eldon. I'm not sure how my friend's watch got here or what the sphere of light is. Adriana said, oh, Emil, just let it be for now. Ash was crying until that light showed up. Adriana said, oh, Emil, just let it be for now. Ash was crying until that light showed up. The light sphere isn't doing any harm and it's helping our baby.
Yeah, but maybe you should be a bit more worried. Like, it's not every day that a random sphere of light appears over someone.
Adriana stopped, looking embarrassed and sad. She said, Adriana stopped, looking embarrassed and sad. She said, I mean, the light is helping the baby calm down. Emil Eldon gave his wife's shoulder a squeeze before he reached down and gently tickled Ash on the nose. Ash made happy baby noises.
Oh my gosh.
Emil looked at Riley and said, we're so sorry to hear the parents of this little one are, Ellipsis, no longer with us, Princess Riley. Riley bit down on her lip and clutched the watch to her heart. Emil said, you know my wife and I have been trying to have a child of our own without success. The expression of embarrassment and sadness refreshed on Adriana's face. She said, Emil, let's not talk about that now. Emil continued to look at Riley. He said, I just figured that if you brought Ash to us, Princess Riley, then perhaps Ash doesn't have any other family. Emil said, Adriana and I would be more than happy to take this baby in as our own child if that's the case.
Oh, that's so sweet of them, guys. Like, these people are so nice, just, like, offering to do that. Like, I know that Ash is a baby and all, but still.
Adriana's grip tightened around Ash. She nodded at Emil's words and said, yes, Princess Riley, I swear on my life that I will give Ash a loving home.
Aww.
Riley swallowed hard and looked down at the pocket watch. She saw her own reflection in the watch face. Riley said quietly, Luthor. Riley said quietly, Luthor, ellipsis. Emil sighed and said, you haven't told us who Ash's parents are, other than that they are gone. Does Ash have other family? Princess Riley?
What is she gonna say to that? Is she gonna tell them?
Riley turned her back on the Eldons. She raised the pocket watch to her lips and whispered, Is someone on the other side of this watch? There must be. I've seen Luthor speak with you many times through the day. Riley said, Luthor's parents, ellipsis, are dead. My father killed them.
Yeah, I heard about that.
Riley squeezed her eyes shut. She started shaking as she said, he just killed them, ellipsis, all of a sudden.
Oh my gosh.
Riley's breathing became labored. She said, he killed everyone that was around Luthor's parents too.
Oh my
even Valdorians,
gosh.
ellipsis. Riley said, I took Ash and ran as fast as I could. I don't know if my father is going to come for Ash too.
I hope not.
Riley opened her eyes and said, I don't know how I can't face Luthor again, ellipsis.
I mean, it wasn't your fault though. Like, you literally saved Ash.
Adriana said, are you okay, Princess Riley?
I mean, I don't know. Like, it wasn't her fault, right? Like, I don't know. I don't think you want to see what Luthor's like now though. Like, honestly, I don't know.
Riley swallowed hard. She shook her head and said, no. Everything, ellipsis, everything is wrong. Adriana and Emil looked at each other before both looking at Riley with concern. Emil said, Princess Riley, we're not quite sure what's happening here, but you're more than welcome to stay with me and my wife for as long as you need to. Riley covered her mouth and shook her head. She said, I can't. I don't want to leg my father to Ash, ellipsis. I should get going.
Oh my gosh.
Adriana said, are you heading back to Valdor? Riley lowered her gaze. She said, I have to. I have nowhere else to go.
Oh my
The sphere of
gosh.
light in the room brightened even more. Ezra phased him.
What the frick? Okay, what? That is the most random transition ever.
Riley and the Eldons looked at the first mage in shock.
Yeah, the guy just decided to appear?
Emil got in between his wife and Ezra. He said, who are you and what are you doing in my house?
What is going on?
Riley eyed Ezra. Adriana looked frightened as she hugged Ash to her. She said, Riley, is that man here for Ash? Riley covered her mouth and said, are you? Ezra eyed Riley. Riley blushed and shrunk backwards under Ezra's gaze. She said, are you First Mage Ezra, sir? The Eldons looked at each other and gulped. Renewed expressions of shock spread across both their faces. Moments of silence passed as the Eldons soaked in the sight of the First Mage in their house.
Yeah, oh, that is... What is going on? What, I don't blame them for being shocked. I'm shocked, and I'm not even there.
Emil bowed and said, praise the First. I've always known you were alive, sir. Adriana said, praise the First.
Yeah, they didn't even know he was alive, let alone, like, then he just shows up in their house. Like, what? What on earth?
Adriana paused and said, I have to say, what a handsome young man you are, First Mage Ezra. Emil eyed his wife. He chuckled nervously and said, yes, please tell me your secrets, First Mage. Adriana motioned to her husband and said, quick, dear, bring us some tea and cookies. As soon as she said that, a look of embarrassment followed. Adriana looked at Ezra and said, oh, I'm sorry, First Mage Ezra. I forgot to ask, do you like tea and cookies?
This interaction is like, I don't know.
Emil said, Sir, First Mage. May May I ask what you are doing in my house?
Very valid question to ask.
Ezra didn't reply to either question. He walked up to the sphere of light floating over baby Ash.
You know what the sphere is?
Adriana looked awkwardly up at Ezra. Ezra said, his emotions seemed to be attracted to this baby. Who is this baby?
Oh my... Okay. Oh, what? Oh, that's that's Luthor's how is that even possible? What?
Ryla's eyes widened. She squeezed the pocket watch and said, what did you say, First Mage Ezra? Adriana said, this is Ash. Her voice sounded defensive. Her voice sounded defensive. Adriana said, why are you here for my baby, First Mage?
That is... Okay, what? How is this possible?
Ezra looked at Ash. He said, yes, this is Ash. Ash is not your baby. Adriana cringed. Emil cleared his throat and said, I apologize for being rude, First Mage Ezra, but you're bothering my wife. You should leave. Riley said, what is this sphere of light, First Mage Ezra? Why? Riley said, what is this sphere of light, First Mage Ezra? Why is Luthor's pocket watch suddenly here? Riley said, what is this sphere of light, First Mage Ezra? Why is Luthor's pocket watch suddenly here? Is everything okay with Luthor? Please tell me he's okay.
This is how Ash is a Timecrest? This is how Ash... How is that even possible? Like, Ash is... If you would ask me, hey, how is it possible that Ash is... This is like the last thing. This isn't even on the list of possibilities I would have considered as an answer. Like, what? How is that even possible? Like, his emotions are just attracted, like, just floating above. What?
Ezra placed a hand over the sphere of light. He said, so you want to live? I'll let it be then. Ezra phased away.
That didn't answer a single thing.
Riley reached out for Ezra, but he is gone. Adriana said, what just happened? Emil walked over to Riley. He blocked Riley from his wife's vision and said quietly, Princess Riley, please tell us who this baby really is and why the First Mage came to us.
She doesn't know.
Riley looked down at the pocket watch.
That's the problem, she has no idea.
She said, I don't know why the First Mage was here, Mr. Eldon. I really don't. And Ash's parents are dead. That's all I can tell you. Emil paused. He said, but does Ash have other family? Riley looked down at the pocket watch. Riley said, Riley shook her head.
Okay.
Emil looked over his shoulder at his wife before looking back at Riley. He whispered, please tell us the truth, Princess Riley, before my wife gets any more attached to Ash. The Eldon's house started shaking.
Okay, what?
Adriana said, Emil. Emil said, what's happening now?
Yeah, what? Everything is just... What?
Riley and Emil rushed back to Adriana. All three wrapped themselves around Ash protectively as the house shook violently.
Oh my word!
After the shaking stopped, Emil walked over to the window and looked out.
What is going on? Like, what?
He shook his head, looking horrified. He shook his head, looking horrified. Emil rubbed his eyes and looked out again. Adriana said, what's happening, Emil? What do you see? Adriana said, what's happening, Emil? What do you see? Emil covered his mouth, eyes wide. He looked at Riley. Adriana twisted her head around and her eyes grew wide too.
What are they seeing?
A large, white beam can be seen in the distance reaching from the sky all the way into the ground.
Oh my...
Emil said, Princess Riley, don't look.
What?
It was too late. Riley was already looking at the white beam. She covered her mouth. It was too late. Riley was already looking at the white beam. She covered her mouth. Adriana said, Emil, dear, is that, ellipsis, is that in the direction of the Valdorian palace?
Oh my gosh, no, don't tell me that's actually what's happening right here.
Riley continued to look on in horror at the beam of light. Emil said, I'm sure Valdor is okay, Princess Riley. Valdor has to be okay. Your father has strong mages and soldiers working for him. Ellipsis.
I so wish you were right.
Riley walked towards the window, bathed in the light of the white beam. She wrapped her arms around herself and started sobbing.
Oh my gosh, poor Riley. Oh my gosh, guys.
Riley said, Father, ellipsis, no, ellipsis, no, ellipsis, please be okay, ellipsis.
Oh my gosh.
She screamed, 3 exclamation marks.
I don't blame her. What is, like, that's insane.
Adriana said, P. Princess Riley, ellipsis, Something is happening to the light sphere. Ellipsis.
Okay, what?
Riley whirled around. The sphere of light moved into ash.
Okay, what are you saying?
Soon darkness filled the room. Both the beam of light on Valdor and the sphere of light over Ash disappeared. After absorbing the sphere of light that was Luthor's emotions, baby Ash smiled and fell asleep with a peaceful look.
Okay, what?
Riley gasped as the pocket watch teleported away from her. The pocket watch landed on Ash as the lid closed.
Oh my gosh!
System message. Memory sync ending. System message. Connection lost. I see Julius and Helena. Ellipsis.
Okay, wait. What on earth just happened? What?
I see Dad and Mom behind the door.
Oh my...
Ignis just said, wrong choice, kid.
Oh my gosh, are we literally back?
I'm touching my face. There are tears.
Oh
Ellipsis.
my gosh,
I'm crying.
guys!
What just happened? What are all... Blue message. You saw memories that belonged to my counterpart. Our counterpart.
What the... What?
Blue message. Memories that I took away from our counterpart the day you activated the pocket watch. Ash.
Oh my gosh, we're back. No way.
Ignis said, did you freeze time? Luthor. I'm looking at my brother. He's not answering. He's looking at me.
What?
I'm looking at him. We ate noodles at Chow Mein Cow. You saved me from the Chrysalis. And you trusted me with everything you were going through with Alvin.
Oh my gosh. The fact that I saw that, what?
I'm clutching my chest. I'm clutching my chest. I was so happy. The tears. Ellipsis. They keep coming down.
What? This is insane.
And now it feels so painful.
Yeah, like what? How was that memories? There is no way that was memories.
Big brother. Ellipsis. I miss the life we could have had together.
Oh my gosh.
Blue message. Now, you understand why I said I'm no longer Luthor Timecrest. I'm nodding. I'm nodding. I know what happened to you now. Ellipsis. I'm looking at Chronos. Ellipsis. That light that was floating above baby me. Ellipsis. That light was the emotions first mate Ezra took out of you. Right, brother?
That is... I can't. How is this happening? How is any of this happening? How are we back to this? What?
Blue message. Yes. My emotions were attracted to you.
How are we back with Ash, guys? It's been so long.
So, after first mate Ezra separated your emotions from you, they went into me.
That is so weird.
Blue message. Yes. Does it mean, Ellipsis, that everything I feel for my friend on the other side of the pocket watch are actually your feelings? Chronos?
No way! That is actually... What?
And I'm only Ash Timecrest. Ellipsis. Because I have your light, your emotions, inside me.
Why is that just... Oh my gosh, that is so weird. That is so weird. Like, you're basically half another person? How is... Oh, what?
Blue message. What will you do with the truth, Ash?
What do you want Ash to do with that?
Blue message. What will our counterpart do?
What do you want me to do? What do you want me to do?
After I found out what you did to Valdor, I couldn't believe you when you said you were my brother. I denied it with all my heart and instead did everything, including chasing my childhood hero, so I could try to forget what you said to me. But how can I forget you when, Ellipsis? When my brother, Ellipsis.
Yeah, like, it's pretty impossible. I must say, like, how are you supposed to forget what Luthor went through to basically just spare you from everything and, like, to save so many people, basically? Like, yeah, he did some wrong things, but he was trying to do the best he could. Like, that's...
When Luthor Timecrest has always been a part of me. System message. Communication lost. Red message. There will come a time that I will ask you to choose Luthor.
Okay. Oh...
Red message. I will ask you to choose me. Red message. Take care of yourself until then. Smiley face emoji. You have reached the true ending of Timecrest 3. Has your path led you to the answers you were looking? New game. 1 of 2. New load game. 2 of 2.
No way! That is not the end. That is not the end. You are kidding me. That is not the end.
New game. 1 of...
How is that the end, guys? Talk about a freaking cliffhanger. What? I need to put input now, don't I? I need to have something real inspirational to say. I don't know what to say. This is wild. That was absolutely crazy. Like, that just turned into something, like, basically unforgettable. Like, the whole experience, I was just like, okay, I'm just gonna accept whatever's happening now. Like, it's just, how did everything escalate to that point and then, like, keep going? And, like, we've learned so much. Like, Ash, like Luthor, like, Chronos, whatever, he never destroyed Valdor because he, like, is a bad person. He destroyed Valdor because he had his emotions taken away, and, like, Ash isn't really Ash all through.
New game. What?
Like, what? What? I don't know what to say. I guess all I can say is hopefully you guys had a good time, because I know I definitely had such a good time. I was not expecting this at all. Like, that, this has been absolutely amazing. Like, I'm being completely and utterly honest. This has literally been, like, one of the best things ever. Like, what? Well, I don't want to keep blabbering, but, I don't know. Any Timecrest 4 theories, put them down in the comments below. I can't believe we're finished. That's the end. There's no more. It's done.
You have reached.
What? I was not expecting that at all. I honestly have no idea what to expect for the next one. Like, how did Luthor turn out to be like one, like a good guy, right? Like, I went into this so certain Chronos was like a horrible person who killed like thousands of people, and I'm like sitting here like, okay, okay,
New game.
So yeah, I guess if you guys enjoyed this series, like, thank you so much to the guys, the OGs, you know, who stuck through, like, the whole entire thing with us, and thank you so much to the guys who just jumped in for the ride along the way. Me and Mel, we both appreciate you guys so very much. Like, you are the people who make these videos possible, so thank you so much for the support, and, I guess we'll see you in the future.